memorable times. Tell me, you know, you've been on you've been in it for a while. So what the highs and lows?
I mean, clearly the financial crisis was a great time. I was at an interdealer broker where there's lots of rates products, which I hadn't really experienced. My background was equities, so it's all kind of bank balance sheet products, and you know, watching those markets literally come to a standstill was absolutely fascinating. You know, where banks just couldn't fund themselves. So that was, you know, really truly memorable. When I remember being on air with I think it was Lord Lamont, who said that, oh, Greece isn't going to default till 2013. And I went back and told one of my brokers this. He said, what 2013 to 90 means, you know. So, I've had some really memorable times. So the financial crisis clearly has got to be one of them. The go-go days of the 90s, when the US stock market was on this amazing bull trajectory, that was quite extraordinary. The dot-com boom and bust. And I remember looking at some of these, I think there's one, Get Mapping. There we go, Get Mapping. I think you could buy a map, I can't remember precisely, but I think you could buy a map with an image of your house, a satellite image. I think that was something like that. I mean, this is all very sketchy. A satellite image of your house on a map, and it was, I think the market cap of Get Mapping was worth like £40 million. There were only like 60 million homes in the entire country. And I just looked at this valuation, I'm like, why is it trading at this valuation? And I remember just every single small cap company that I looked at that had anything to do with .com just was on an insane. I remember just kept saying, and I was on a broken record. I kept saying, why is it on this valuation? Why is it on? And you know, and again, at the time, all those bulletin boards were, oh, we don't care about valuation. We don't care about valuation. It's going up. It's going up. The internet is marvelous. And I remember that. And I was just, and again, of course, it all went bust, as it does, and lots of people lost, you know, lots of, you know, retail investors lost a load of money in these .com disasters. And so I remember that very, very, very well. And history does repeat itself time and time and time again. In fact, there's a great book, and it's on my shelf up there. Lords of Finance. Look at that one. That's a great book. I've got loads of books about economic history and financial history because I'm a bit obsessive. So yeah, I'll put together a list of top books I would recommend. I mean, it's very clear that regulation is making the financial services industry very, very different to what it's been in the past. It's becoming, you know, banks are becoming much more utility-like. They are no longer the places where proprietary trading can really happen in a sustainable or meaningful way. As you would expect, you know, when the financial services industry blows up the global economy and costs governments and taxpayers billions, if not trillions of pounds and dollars, of course you would expect a regulatory backlash. So the industry is changing really quite dramatically from when, you know, from the times I experienced it. And that will, of course, have an impact on the UK because the financial services industry is a very big generator of revenue here in the UK. But the glory days are over. All the men with massive testosterone who want to be paid multiple millions a year will not really be going into the financial services industry. What industry they blow up in the future, I'm not quite sure, but I have been told they're sort of like being sort of moved towards technology. So maybe we'll have another .com crazy time. I don't know, but the financial service industry has changed for some decades.